Three, two, one.
Welcome into the open where we get technical. You should have investments in long-term growth. Good morning, guys. Are you guys here because Spencer sent you here early? Or are you here just to see me and Aaron? That's okay. I won't be offended. What's up, Ramon? Twisted? Yes, it is not finished. Let's start off by taking a look at the market. I think is the best way to do this. Give me a 1 if you can hear the background music. It's killing me. I can't get this thing to work. So I either look like an idiot now, or I look like an idiot that's dancing to music. Morning, Steven. Hey, 13. All right. Let's start by, since we've got a little time before the market opens, I've got some picks for you today. As always, you can get the picks ahead of time and updates on them if you follow me on Twitter. I like to post them and, and be as transparent as possible. And those of you that are new here right now, I'm not a trading guru. I suck at trading. The people that watch the show already know that. And if you think you're awesome at trading, come on, we're all students. Morning, RG. Good to have you, my friend, as always. So looking at QQQ, here's what I got to say about QQQ. Thank you, Aaron, for putting this on screen. Let's go ahead and just go a little bit bigger. I'm looking at the daily chart on NASDAQ, the NASDAQ ETF QQQ. The body of yesterday's candle very solidly held the support zone that I've drawn here. Problem is that we're still well within our downward channel. So this is still all of the hallmarks of a downward trend. So we still had our head and shoulders reversal at the top, downward trend territory. That's just how it be, folks. So we look for things that are going up because they're easier to trade. Or if you want to be trading things that go down, sure, take some short positions. It's just a lot easier to trade things that are going up. So that's why I'm interested in energy and financials. I haven't been talking about many banks, but yesterday I talked about CADE, which we'll take a look at because I think we're in entry zone right now. Hey, Kevin. So that's QQQ. Let's look at SPY. And let me know, guys, as always, during the pre-show. We officially start at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Let me know if there's any tickers you want to look at before we get into it. SPY looks like it might be in rebound territory. Let me just quickly turn on the old bands. Did I get rid of them? Oh, no, here they are. These are the Bollinger Bands. So really quickly, you can see with this red line, this is a trend that's going upward. And you can see here with the red line, this is a trend that's going sideways. This is trading sideways territory. So as always, trends are established. Upper trends are higher highs and higher lows. So I'm not ringing the celebration bell until we get something to look like that. This right here is looking a little bit like, little break above it. But this is a very, what I will say, neutral candle. Thanks, Red. So this is really zigzaggy, but I'm trying to draw a candle. When you get something that just kind of looks like this, where the body's just kind of in the middle there, that's a very neutral candle. It's really not giving us an indication of what might happen next either way. But, I mean, with SPY, we are above both the 21-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, unlike QQQ. But you guys all know that if you want the growth, you got to pay for it with extra risk. So those tech stocks, That's just QQ. QQQ. These tech stocks are going to whip you around a little bit. So whether SPY is a leading indicator for a recovery on the QQQ stocks, or if it's just a fake out right now, a little bull trap for you, we've got to let the patterns tell us. Aaron, did Raz ever get you the pizza? Christian wants to know if you ever got that pizza. Aaron?
Yeah, I got to eat lunch. That's the important thing. Just say that.
This guy is learning. Aaron, you're learning. Could you Aaron, you should be a politician, man. Just keep your nose clean, and those types of answers will make you take you very far in U.S. politics. There's a video online. Jason Raznick likes to say, this will happen, and if it doesn't, egg on my face. I will literally crack an egg on my head. I think he's done it once, but it's not on video. There is a video of him dumping water on himself. I'm not sure what that was. It was some type of, I don't know what that was. But if you guys can create scenarios to ensnare my boss so that he has to crack an egg on his head, I'll help you make it happen. Okay, so I'm getting some tickers in chat. Hey, Gherkin. Guten Morgen. Very early Morgan for you, my friend. Very early Morgan out there in the German-speaking world. So what are the tickers we're going to look at? FCEL. I didn't know what that was, but it's a good ticker because I could sort of tell that it meant fuel cell, or it was like standing for fuel cell. So very obvious. Electronic equipment and instruments looks like a thing behind the thing for the EV craze. Very, very good. Bollinger Band is telling a story that it's in a downward trend. Not a higher high here. We're below both the 50-day and the 20-day moving average. And then what I was trying to illustrate with SPY is that this red line in the middle of my Bollinger Band is 21 days moving average because I'm looking at a daily chart. I mean, this is downtrend. A lot of folks will use this as an indicator that the trend has changed. But looking at it for a reversal is probably what you're interested in. We've got earnings coming up. Let's look at some other things that might indicate things are going to change directions. The MACD is also below the 0 line, so it's in negative territory. So we're also negative on MACD. RSI looks pretty neutral. It's in actually nice territory. It's rising up from sub 50 and getting into the 50 zone. Usually 50 is where you like to be for longer term investments. Between 50 and 70 is where you like to be. I don't see any clear reversal pattern here. Unless you're looking at something much shorter time frame, man. If we're sir or ma'am or whatever you like to identify as, if we are looking at fuel cell for a shorter term trade, I just went to 1 minute, but I'm going to switch to 10 actually. I'm going to star 10. I'm going to start using the 10 for day trading when I have time. Would love to talk about the 10-minute day trade method that Brad taught us yesterday. I'm going to try it out for myself. But looking at fuel cell here, we can see a pretty big gap up, and we're on the upper side of the Bollinger Band. I would expect a return to the mean, which is going back down with a lower price target of this red band. And if it passes that, you would look for a target of the lower band, which is 2 standard deviations away from the 20 moving average. And then hopefully if it's trading sideways, you're able to play with it, going back and forth above those. Don't know enough about the stock's behavior to give you a really good technical indicator here. Lori asked who talked about day trading. Check yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode was I forgot what we titled it, but at the last minute I used like the Doctor Strange arms from the second to last Avengers movie, when like he has a ton of arms and he's like fighting Thanos, because we were trying to find a reality in which the Market is not in correction. But 4,604,000 reality show that it is in fact in a correction. 14 million rather. Can I look at edit? Yeah. Okay. I'm liking the looks of edit. I'm going to close the Bollinger so it's not too messy. All you see right here is just the 50 moving average. What time frame do you want to look at it? It was Brad from tradinggrounds.live. Check him out if you haven't. Okay, it looks like there's a couple important levels here. Number one is this resistance. We'll see where that shows up again. And then we got to draw a line on the support. This is Edit EDT. I don't know what the company is, actually. I've never heard of them. This is nice. So if you've been in this stock, let me know if you've been in EDT. Yeah, Brad also was dubbed Gandalf, which made me super jealous. I always thought of myself as a Gandalf, but I don't know. I don't know who I'm in that situation. My hair's getting kind of long. I guess I'll take Aragorn or Legolas. I'll take anyone from Lord of the Rings, to be honest. They're all such great characters. So what I'm looking for right now on EDT, I'm looking for my tools. Oh, they're hidden here. That's why I couldn't find them. I want to draw an arc because we can see at this level that we had a nice little saucer. So when you see this saucer form, you should get a low point somewhere around the middle here. I mean, it's not terrible that it's like kind of on these two sides, but this saucer could have been an entry, and you would have watched for this kind of consolidation. And actually, depending on who you ask, I think if you're like an Investor Business Daily reader, or like or if you subscribe to our breakout newsletter, Gianni DePoce might do this as a cup and handle. Which it really technically is, because we had this downward little slope, and then we came back up and broke above this resistance. Little messy, little choppy. This would have been like a failed breakout. But still, though, I mean, this would have been a time to perhaps go long on it. Looking at shorter time frame, which I think is going to be more important here. We've got support here, which is where this candle sort of started. We're not trading in any particular meaningful range because I don't see this level coming up in the past. And this is a very neutral candle. I'm looking at the daily on EDIT edit. Let's look at a little bit closer. Are you interested in day trading this, or are you more on a swing trading? $40 years type, dude. Gandalf is like several millennia old, sir. Even Frodo is like 80. Yeah, let me know what you're looking for on EDIT. We can look at a shorter time frame. See if it's trading in any type of range. This looks pretty choppy, sloppy to me. This is 5 minute. Here, let's try the 8 and the 21, and we'll try the 10 minute. We'll use the Gandalf method of trading this. So usually with something you're going to be day trading, you want it to be in either you want to be in a clear channel that is trading in, right? Like a clear trend, which has 3 ways that it can be going. It can be going up, it can be going sideways, or it can be going down. This one's a little cattywampus. It's like slightly curving up. So let's go ahead and give it the old college try, right? I'm going to use my parallel channel tool. I'm going to draw my first point on the first line of support, my second point on the second line of support, and then I'm going to bring my top point up to the swing high in between those. And you can see it's still really kind of choppy. It's not really obeying the upper and lower boundaries of this channel. This is the 10-minute chart. And what I would be looking for entry and exit points is for the red line here. This is my 8 EMA, exponential moving average, to cross above my blue line. So here it crosses below it. So that's a sell or an exit point. It crosses above it here. Not bad. And then it looks like it's about to cross again. So, I mean, that would have been a positive trade. So try that out. I mean, if you're interested in EDIT, this is one way among probably many, many others that you could look to trade this on the 10-minute chart. Let me show you an example really quick of what I'm trying to do. I want to do DraftKings, DKNG. We're almost at 9:30, but it doesn't really matter because we already did the intro. So I'm interested in DraftKings right now. Ignore the blue stuff. Ignore the channels. I'm going to maximize the screen. Ignore the blue stuff. I'm interested in using that exact method, which is the 8 and the 21. I got this from Brad at Trading Ground, so check them out. 100% of the credit for this idea for trading the strategy goes to Brad and his friends and colleagues. But you can see we've got the red line and the blue line. So the red line is our faster line. It's the 8. And then we've got the blue line, which is our slower line, which is the 21. And when the red crosses above the blue, my idea is to buy the Friday expiration call in the money and then sell when it crosses below, right? And so that would have been a price change. It crossed right about here of about 2.96%. So that's why I'm using options for the additional leverage. And you can see that happening. So we're looking for stocks that have consistent for day trading, that have consistent behavior where you can use, a small batch of technical indicators to let you know your entry and exits. And then here's a great one. So the red line passed above the slow line, the blue line, and then still hasn't crossed. So you could potentially be in this trade, or if you're taking the advice of a lot of folks that are doing this type of thing, close it out before the end of the day and on a high mark. This would have just been a killer. If you got the Friday expiration in the money call option on this, the implied volatility would have driven up the premium, which means you make money on the contract that you're holding, based on, let's say you just sold at the top of this candle on an 11% price change in the underlying stock. That's good trading. If you can do that once or twice a day, I mean, you can be in pretty darn good shape. The idea is just finding a stock that behaves the way you like. Yeah, I don't know. So this is the aftermarket. I don't know what it did there. This crossed right at the close. Oh no, I'm looking at 10 minutes. So this is just end of 10-minute intervals. MDLY. I'm on 10-minute. Let's switch to daily. Let's actually go to weekly and really take a look at it. MDLY is investment. Okay, it's finance. Nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a sloping resistance on this downward trend that we've been on. So I'm going to use this ray tool. Gonna stretch this out a little bit so my swing highs are more apparent. Yeah, it largely holds true, but it looks like if I go to this one, it's a little more consistent. See how it lines up with the IPO. Yeah. All right. So we've basically been hitting this sloping resistance every time we make some big gains on MDLY all along. Was the same case when we had this big crazy candle. If you guys know anything special about this stock, because it looks really erratic, let me know. Context would help. Opening bell. Oh, my pan is gone. That's me. I'm hitting my mug. All right, the stock market is open, folks. This is Get Technical. Let me do the little intro thing. This is Get Technical. My name is Neil Hamilton. I am here to show you what I'm learning about trading technical, or looking technically at the stock market. Every single day, I've got a few picks for you that are based on breakout patterns, because I find that's the best way to demonstrate patterns and other technical indicators. There are tons of ways to trade the market using technical analysis, and we like to explore all of them by having a guest who is much more experienced than I am give us a guest lesson every single day that lasts about 15-20 minutes, just enough for you to take a nugget of education away and then take it to task during the ensuing trading day, or the following day, or following week, or whatever the heck you want. With me, as always, is producer AB, Aaron Bree. Big shout out to Aaron. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good this morning. How are we doing?
We are doing wonderfully. I'll speak for everyone. Speaking for chat, I think they're doing great. Pam, shout out Pam for pointing out that VET is flying. This is one, guys, if you've been following the show, that I was in VET for that double bottom. I got out because I saw some exhaustion. But boy, is it moving. So let's go ahead and just look at VET right away. So the things I want to do today are, a market check-in, which we did a little bit in the pre-show. We looked at QQQ. We looked at SPY. I also want to look at the new and previous picks in play, which VET is one of those. Also have a guest lesson. I forgot to put this here with stock. Was it? We got a guest lesson today. It's going to be really good. And then if there's time, chat will run the show. That means give me your tickers, tell me what you're talking about, or what you'd like to talk about, and we'll explore anything at your whims. So anyways, let's look at VET. Big monster moves yesterday. I think it ended up clearing about 15% of growth. We are in breakout territory, so I'm going to re-enter VET. I'm pretty sure I actually set a pre-market order for it. No, I did that for CAD E. I'm going to grab some VET right now, really quick. Just bear with me, folks. I don't want to miss out on this. It's going lower. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait until 10:30 until the trading cools down, because there's plenty of room to go on this thing. This is a breakout pattern based on a double bottom. So. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I look at this as a FOMO stock, Michael. This is one we've been watching for some time. Aaron, you just yawned into the microphone, just so you know. Mike's hot.
Oh, I didn't realize
Mike's
I
hot.
was
So what we have is a double bottom pattern. I drew a rectangle around the meat of the activity, and we broke above it yesterday. So what we see is a continuation of that breakout with a bunch of gaps to close. VT is hot. I'm getting anxious here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just buy. What is it at right now? Like 850. I'm just gonna buy 100 shares right now. Done. All right. Maybe that'll move the stock price up. So VET in motion. This is oil. The stocks that we're looking at right now, while tech has taken a big hit, are oil and mostly banking. Like if you look at XLF, which is the a financial ETF, that one's moving pretty well. That's the only ETF that I actually own right now. I moved out of most of the other ones. But when they show strength, I'll return to mostly ARK ETFs. Look at CADE banking stock, solid breakout. What we are not seeing that I would like to see is a big old volume bar above where we got yesterday. So watch this stock today. Watch this. We're only 4 minutes into the open. I would say watch CADE. That's Cadence Bank Corporation, one word. It's got a cup and handle pattern, and we are breaking out above our resistance at 22.50, about 22 and a half, with a price target of 27. Price target derived from the base of our cup, and I am looking at the weekly. That's why the bars are so chunky. Maybe I'll switch to the daily to get a better idea of what it's doing right now. Derived from the base of the cup plus our upper resistance line, which gives us a percentage return target of 21.48. Wow. So getting back into energy, I want to look at ET. This one comes from 13. Shout out 13 in the chat. 13 is looking, or not 13, I'm sorry, ET is looking like another big mover. Let me switch to the daily and see how we're looking. Yeah, got the starts of a nice green candle again for a solid breakout. We like to see volume rush in. Volume needs to rush in before we get exhausted. If we get low volume and we get over bought, you're in breakout failure territory. But yes, yo, 13 says yo back to him. So we're in breakout territory. This is ET, great stock. If you guys want to see some more of due diligence, this is very short due diligence. So I'd say like a very truncated due diligence. Text by 13. Join the Benzinga Discord. There's a link if you open the description below to get in the Discord. 13 is actually a moderator there. So you can get more of that due diligence and you can get some more stock ideas. Highly recommend it. We need more smart, good-looking people like Get Technical viewers in there. So definitely check it out. Trade ideas, bounce ideas off each other. We trade as a group. All right. Someone's saying PLTR is breaking out, so let's take a little look at PLTR. Is it? Sometimes I feel like I'm getting baited. I really feel like I'm getting baited. So what we've got is our bounce, which is good. The next thing that we want to clear, let me see. Our next line of resistance is going to be probably around here. So who knows? You could have a price target with PLTR. I still think this is choppy territory. This is like a really short period to have a rounded bottom. But if you clear 27.47, I'd be looking at resistance on the 50-day, and then if you cross that, I'd be looking at some growth. I don't see the breakout either. It is not breaking out. Not by definition. It is not by definition. This is not to derogate the person that shouted that PLTR is breaking out. Breaking out is just generally there's some type of technical pattern that has a fancy name, like a emerging baby elephant or a puking camel, and it has an established resistance line that the stock needs to break through. And then when it does so, usually a breakout is great because volume rushes in, buyers rush in and drive the stock very high in a short period of time. Just doesn't seem to be the case with PLTR at the moment. Is FCX a breakout? Let's take a look. Do not know the stock. It's a gap up. It's a gap up. So what we got here is we're on the daily. Boop. So we had a little downtrend. We had some resistance. It did break out of that resistance. Not really a clear pattern that I see here. But yeah, it gapped up out of resistance. There's nothing here that would tee me up. Just this is my own trading style. There's nothing here that would really tee me up for a trade to let me know, hey, this is about to happen. So yeah, I mean, technically, it's just not one of those nice, easy breakouts that you're able to predict. All right, so the next one I wanted to look at is this one. This is the stock that has been driving me nuts lately. NMM, people that watch the show know that I've been in NATO Mama for a while because I've seen a high tight flag. High tight flag, of course, characterized by a 100% movement over a short period of time, which we have here with this upward trend, that is not followed by a sell-off. Instead is followed by a period of sideways consolidation that droops no lower than 25%. So by droop, I mean we go to the high point of our trend here, and then we go down, and we see that that's about, when it swings low, it's about 15, 16% down. That tells me that smart money wants this thing to go higher, and they're waiting for something to happen. It moved yesterday. Yes, it moved indeed. So my play right now, since I had options on the breakout, is perhaps to sell those today because, and I'm up like, I don't know, like 20, 30%, which is nothing to balk at. I'm happy with that. My goal is much higher, of course, because when you have a high tight flag, you expect the height of the pole to be added to the breakout point. So I'm looking for like 60 to 100% growth on top of the current price point, or on top of the breakout point. But they keep moving the earnings date. which I imagine is the catalyst here for this stock. I do have a crush on NMM. It's very mysterious to me. I don't know much about the company, and it's that mystique. And it's really playing hard to get to. So it is really working on me. Also kind of interesting with this stock. This is just an interesting little tidbit. This line of sloping resistance that we've had since November 15th of 2016 is still serving for resistance. So yesterday we had a nice move. We broke above the resistance, but then if I zoom in, you can see that the real body of the candle is right about at that sloping blue line. It's still serving as resistance. So price has memories, guys. Okay, so there's a Jerson Resnick. There's a Jerson Resnick in the chat that says they like Twilio. This one is interesting because we've talked about Twilio, guys. Let me know. Give me a 1 in chat if you think that Benzinga needs to make an ETF. Give me a 1. I'm not married to the stock, Michael. I'm not married to NMM. If it's still making me money, we're good. It's an open relationship. Give me a 1 in chat if you think Benzinga needs to make an ETF, because we use like every SaaS product there is. Twilio is one of them. Twilio is a thing behind the thing for communications. So one thing that we do at Benzinga is send text message alerts from Benzinga Pro, which is the best damn research tool on the planet. Let me get an amen to anyone in chat that has either trialed or is currently a subscriber to Benzinga Pro and uses it to discover great opportunities in the market. Just a fantastic application. It is the company that allows us to send text message alerts from that. It also allows us to send text message alerts to our premium ideas subscribers. So at any rate, thank you, TN Programmer. Thanks for being a Benzinga Pro subscriber. Twilio, let's take a look at it. Why does Jason like it? He likes it because he's a story investor and he likes the story behind things. In fact, he likes the thing behind the thing, which I just illustrated for you. What do I see here? I see a reversal. So we are in reversal territory, just like the rest of tech. I mean, this looks like QQQ, right? So let's pull up the old Bollinger. Sharp decline on the 21-day, sideways on the 50-day, and we haven't broken above the 50-day. I'm not bullish on this stock, which I'm sure will happen. It's just in correction world like everything else. I'm not bullish on it until we pass the 50-day and then return to an upward sloping 21-day moving average. Very, very simple there. Just illustrating what's happening with Twilio. Let's see. Okay, you can argue with this. That's fine. Shoulder, head. I think shoulder. Or shoulder there. Let me know if you see it differently. But I just see a neckline on a head and shoulders pattern. Looks like that. So I would look for this to come back down and break through, break down. And I like to protect capital. And as part of that, I'm a pessimist. So I would say resolution of this pattern has a very aggressive price target of about 166. Will it get there? I don't know. A lot of times breakouts and breakdowns don't get all the way to their price targets because it takes a long time. Nvidia probably has something really similar. But at any rate, very bearish on this in the short term. Also, just very clearly, let's use our channel tool. Start on our resistance lines. We can go ahead and just start at the top. That's a downward trend, folks. That's a downward trend. If you guys know how to buy puts, you can make money on the stock. I'm not sure if it's gotten to a point where you would want to really enter and go long on it. You got to find the bottom first. Something tells me that the bottom, really just realistically looking at the way things are going, something like right, yeah. It's probably going to be the bottom for Twilio. Might be a nice entry. All right, but also there's this bouncing support. We keep bouncing here. If we get another bounce here, and start to reverse the trend, definitely possible. So your entry could be either like 319 or it could be something like 255. Benzinga gapping up. We love Benzinga here. What do we want to look at next? NMCI. This is one that I didn't really get to, but it's another high type flag, guys. This green line here is when the 50-day moving average crossed the 200-day moving average. You can call that a golden cross. A lot of folks use that as a go long indicator, and damn, I wish I had. This is about a 100% movement to the upside here, followed by what we like to see, guys, with high type flags, is some sideways consolidation that droops no lower than 25% from the high. That creates a nice entry for a continuation of this awesome trend. So another one to watch. Yeah, golden cross. This is another one to watch. And I'll actually just illustrate that for you guys really quick. So I don't want to change my settings, but just believe me, there are two squiggly lines. One's the 50-day, one's the 200-day, and the 50 crossed above the 200 right here. Okay. I'm blowing through picks today. Blowing through picks. The guys, go to my Twitter if you want the full watch list, but I'll try to expand it right here. This is NMCI, AB. Blowing through the picks. Moral of the day, and actually for the past week, is that tech has been selling off, and that we've seen sector strength in financials, regional banks, large banks, and crude oil, and then things that are also providers for crude oil. And that's what most of my picks have been. And we saw the beginnings of that when the show first started about a month ago, when the picks just, like, I had no idea that there was going to be a sell-off. I mean, everyone talked about the market being frothy, but we started to see the sector strength rumbling and growing with stocks like OXY, XOM, etc. Those are oil stocks. November 2nd on MU. Yeah, I wish I would have known about that. C13, you got to let me know when you catch all these golden crosses. This is why you guys got to join the Benzinga Discord. So 13 can alert you to all those golden crosses for entry opportunities into great stocks. All right, guys. I went super fast. This guy, someone had their Folgers Instant Coffee this morning. And he's got 2 thumbs, and he looks like me. Get on. All right. Never do that again. Yeah, let me know some stocks. We'll look at Zebra. And the reversed yesterday. I like this gap up. I mean, look at this, the stock beautifully riding the 50-day. And then returning, crossing over, loftily bouncing. It's like a cherub on a cloud. Such a great swing trading stock. This is Zebra, and I'm using that line as the 50-day. Super simple. Simple is better. Stay close to price. Stay close to volume. Look at your timing. No fancy stuff here. I like Zebra. This is my first introduction to it, and I can just see that it's playing well with the 50-day. So, I mean, if it comes down and touches the 50-day again, I think you can reasonably treat that as an entry and then just ride the cloud. Ride the cloud. Can we look at Baba? Yes, Ramon. Okay, is this in line with every... This is a little bit earlier than the rest of tech. And I know you guys can probably hear my nose breathing. That's why I have the music in the background. I have super bad allergies. Okay. So I've just found my sloping support for this upward trend that we're on. I'm just using a few of these swing lows. I ignored this one. This one's sort of special. And this one, it's sort of bouncing off before it touched that, which is fine. And then look during this period. Look during this period. So from May 8th to about late October, it was loftily trading on the 50-day. Damn, the 50-day rules, doesn't it? 50-day is great. So looking at BABA, I mean, yes, we've established a little downward trend, but it looks like we're holding support on this on the greater trend. So when you have trends, you really can look at them in three sizes, and it can vary based on your trading style. But, and I'm gonna butcher this. I'm totally gonna butcher this. I think this comes from Murphy's book on technical analysis of financial markets. But you have your long-term trend, of course, which is like you can look at a monthly chart over years and even decades, which you really should be doing to find sectors that have strength. Use that on your big sector ETFs for stock ideas. And then you have two within this. You have something that's sort of your medium time range, and then you've got your short-term time range. This makes sense, right? And this right here, since it happened over the course of a couple of years, I would say this is like an intermediate time range. And what I'm going to draw a channel for that intermediate time range. Just using my parallel channel tool. Go up to the swing high. And you could have traded sort of within this channel, and you can see that actually after this big spike, we've returned back to it. This is an intermediate. I'm using that loosely. I'm sure that people that really stay close to the books would say differently. But then you can also see that within the median of our channel, we were trading within that for a shorter time frame. And you could trade up and down that. Trade up and down that. But by trading up and down that, I mean I would do like maybe buy common stock and then sell puts if you want. Or just enter, exit every time it touches the median. Yeah, everyone was worried about Jack Ma. It was like I haven't been following BABA too much. I was in it like a long time ago, but not much like in the past like 2 years. But it was like BABA was detained or something, or presumably detained, and then like a single photo came out of him like wearing sunglasses and like waving, and then the stock like surged up. So you know, that's something, if you're in this long term, you should know about its management, and you should know about the environment that the company operates in, which is it's a Chinese company, and it's very integrated into the Chinese economy. So if you're long on this, know the fundamentals on it. Long term, long. All right, you want to look at GE? We got 7 minutes until we bring on our illustrious guest. Now, y'all know I like this chart. Y'all know I like this chart. But will it sustain is the question. Here's what I'm finding with these as I'm learning these. Geez, KSH. You put it in all caps if you want to get our attention, huh? Yeah, we're probably going to see a continued correction on tech. That is what I'm saying, KSH. But it's all good. It's not panic. It's not all caps, exclamation point, all 20 question mark situation. It's recognize what's going on and behave accordingly. All right, so let me get my rectangle tool. So what we got is double bottom. Double bottom. Let me get a like. Can I get a like on the YouTube video for the double bottom, guys? So we got this like sort of short-term one, and you can look at it over a longer period, because no matter what, the levels are still the same. The levels are still the same, and usually the longer period is more meaningful because price has memory, right? You got my attention, AJ. You got it. You know how to get people's attention, AJ. So look, double bottom. Boots with the fur. Bloop. blip, bottoming out, spiking up. I call this like ocean spray. We don't use the ocean spray. We just look at for like the meat of that wave going up in the middle. And then you'll often find that with your double bottoms, that when you're focusing on the meat, which is this resistance, and then like about where this gap started, right about here, then this is rough. This is like quick and dirty. I can refine this a bit by bringing it down. You'll find that those are previous resistance levels. There was a spike up before the big decline. There was a big breath before the plunge. And that spike up lines up with the resistance that we see here. We get a little froth, we ignore that. All right, we don't let that throw us off and mess up our price targets. And then we can see that it served as resistance here as well, and is now beautifully serving as support as of today. On this candle, we are looking at GE, General Electric. So here's the question. Is this sell-off a failed breakout? Give me a 1 in chat if you think that sell-off is a failed breakout. Give me a 2 if you think it's just noise. I'm going to drink a gallon of water while I wait for the delay to catch up. I'm down $8 on VET right now. Okay, so lots of 2s. Yeah. So this is, I found this since starting the show with you guys, is that the double bottoms, we'll go back. I mean, if we go back, let's just do a little time machine. We got 3 minutes until we bring on our guest. Let's just take a look at OXY. No, is that a good one? Maybe VET. So VET is like sort of the one of the day because it's had so much strength. Let's bring this down to where the meet occurred. There's always consolidation afterward. The breakout happens like afterward. I think we were drawing these maybe a little bit too early. I'm not sure, but what I'm finding with these double bottoms, maybe ET has it. Consolidation. And then let's go back to GE, General Electric. The pattern almost always does this. Bloop, 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 boop, 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 boop. That's what double bottoms be doing. So I'm learning not to get shaken out by that. That's actually why. That's why I sold VET. Because it wasn't giving me the voracious volume and price movement that I was looking for. I didn't know. But I'm learning now. I'm chasing a little bit now, probably stupidly, as we hit this resistance. Probably stupidly. But I'm learning that there's this period of sideways movement before we get that voracious growth. So back to GE. I don't want to make the same mistake again. I think that GE, to my eyes, this is how I don't know if I'm going to enter or not, but if I were to enter, this is how I would trade it. Get out of here. The paintbrush tool. Oh. To me, this looks like it's presenting an entry point. I'm just going to confirm over a multi-time frame analysis as well as look at my other technical indicators. Yeah, we got overbought, and then now we're not terribly oversold, so maybe we will get into oversold territory. Who knows? Earnings aren't for, what's that? Is that like a month away? April 20? That's earnings are on April 16th anyway. I think that's like a month away. So that could be a catalyst for big growth. And then let's look at the hourly. So with the multi-time frame analysis, always make sure that you're going far enough away from your current time frame for it to be meaningful. Like the day to the 4 hour, not really helpful. The day to the hour gives you an idea of what's happening. Let's zoom in. Definitely oversold right now. guys, multi-time frame analysis. Let's look at the MACD, which I ignored on my long term. The fast line has crossed the slow line, so that would have been an alert to sell here at the top. Were you watching? But we are in oversold territory, so it is looking like entry, and we're forming a green candle right now on the hour. You guys definitely cannot see this. I can barely see it, but we are at the start of a green candle. And then let's go back to the day. I just want to see what the MACD looks like on the day. Yeah, so we got our fast line crossing below our slow line, so it's still giving us a sell signal. So I would look for confirmation or confluence among my indicators here for an entry. But overall, the broader the base, the bigger the bounce. And this is going back to December 4th, 2018. I mean, really, the start of the pattern is October 22nd, 2018. I think we're in reversal territory, and I'm going to talk about fundamentals. Yeah, sorry, fundamentals. General Electric has a story about getting into electric vehicles. I'm not surprised that people would start to look at the stock as an attractive area for potential growth. All right, so we are 1 minute past the hour, folks. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to me be a silly goose and sort of think out loud with all of my picks for the day. As you know, you can follow me on Twitter at Neil's Tweets, and you can retrieve these picks so you may follow along in your watch list. Of course, don't trade based on what some dummy that wears a beanie and tries to look younger than he is on the internet does. I'm 31. But I feel like I'm 50. Does anyone else? Let me get an amen in chat. If you hit 30 years old and every time you wake up, no matter what you did the night before, it feels like someone stomped on your head while you were sleeping. That's what I felt like this morning. I feel like that every day. Let me get an amen if that's the feeling you get when you just wake up. Thank you, Cameron. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That's why I keep a Bang Energy on my nightstand. I just do to drink it, and that's the only way to get through the pain every day. All right, guys, that's enough of me yammering. This has been for entertainment and educational purposes only, not financial advice. Let's bring on producer AB, our guest, Dr. Stocks. Hey, Doc.
Hello, my friend.
How are you?
Good. Audio is okay.
The audio is perfect.
Beautiful. I didn't bring my Bang Energy.
It's okay. It's okay. I think we'll get through this. I'll support you.
All right.
I want to compliment you on the banded collar shirt.
Yeah, this is from Turkey. I travel a lot, so I have collectibles.
We are a very fashion conscious group here on Get Technical.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, looking good. I'm jealous.
Awesome.
So do you like to go by Dr. Stocks, or is there another name you like to go by today?
Well, my actual name is Eduardo, but people usually call me Edu, EDU, or Doc, either one.
Okay, maybe I'll try Edu and Doc is good too.
Yeah.
I'll just do my best. So Edu. Usually on the show, we bring on a guest that uses technical analysis in their trading and or investing. And we ask them to do two things. Tell us what stocks they're interested in, and give us a little lesson on how you use the tools of technical analysis to make money in the markets.
Yep, absolutely. So in simplicity, we do a lot of the momentum trading specifically with small caps. In general, I will look for high reward, low risk setup. So I'm willing to trade anything. You know, I'll jump in Tesla with some shares or Apple with some shares. But the rhythm within our community is small cap momentum plays. So the first step that we do is we use a great website. It's called thestockmarketwatch.com. They give you free access to the pre-market movers and top gainers, top losers. So usually, because I've already been trading for 5 years, I have a history with a lot of these stocks, as you probably do. You've traded a lot of plays. You've seen a lot of setups. So I'll usually go to the small cap top gainers list. Today, we're looking at PHUN as an example. And from there...
Do you have a screen that you can share by chance?
Sure. Let's see here.
And
okay,
then,
so I just click share screen.
Yep. It's a lot like Zoom.
Great. Let's see here.
And again, I'm getting chat while you're working on that. Chat is telling me to stop drinking energy drinks. Guys, I do it in cycles, so it's okay. I do 2 months
How's
instant
that?
coffee, and I do 1 month energy drink. I'm glad to hear you all care. So it looks like it hasn't shared.
Okay. Let's see,
So I
share
wonder if I need
screen.
to. Oh no, actually I don't need to see it. You go to share screen, then you have to pick which screen you want to share.
Okay. Share screen, and I'm going to share. Okay, there we go. I think we should be good now.
Okay,
How
there
are we
it is.
looking now?
Yep. So now I see your desktop.
Great. Awesome. So essentially, we'll just pop on over since we have this up available to us right now, Trading View. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at PHUN. Screen
Yep.
share is okay?
Right now it's showing StreamYard, so you'll want to bring TradingView onto the screen where you have StreamYard.
Okay, let's see here.
And guys, it's Dr. Stocks on Instagram.
Let's see. So I see the little tabs, the windows. Is there something specific? Because I have a link open on the desktop.
Did you share a tab, an app, or your screen?
I shared my screen.
Oh, it's your whole screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you should just be able to drag this app out of the way. Just drag it away.
Okay.
Or minimize it.
How's that?
Still not working. How about this? Why don't you tell me what you're looking at, and I can pull it up online.
Sure. I think that'll be best. Awesome. So we're going to look at PHUN, Peter, Henry, Unicorn. Yep. So this is going to look a lot different than your large cap or mid cap stocks. And we're going to go to a 5-day, 5-minute.
A 5-day, 5-minute. Got it.
Yep. And then what we're doing here is it's just very, very technical, very repetitious things. So we're looking for repetitious patterns, double top breakouts, so on and so forth. So let's zoom in there as much as you can.
Yep. And do you want me to
price action?
Do you want me to expand to? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just zoom in as much as we can to today's price action. I think we're way up there at the top. Yep, beautiful. Yep. So essentially, what I like to do here, do you ever use Fibonacci retracement?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great. So if you can pull that tool out for me real quick.
Got it.
All right. Now we're going to plot the 100% line up there at the highs where we get a little bit of that double top price action. So
you want this?
Yeah, the 100% Fibonacci line will go at specifically where we have a couple candles touching the highs up there, right around the 280s.
Oops. Right around the 280s. Got it. Okay.
Yep,
So you're looking at for the support then.
So the 280s, yep.
Okay, the
there,
full
yeah.
bodies. Got it.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No worries, brother.
I haven't had enough bang energy yet today. All right. So do you want me to draw it on? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and draw that out, and then let's bring the 0 down to the 2s.
And
the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm interested in. Let's bring it a little bit lower down to 2.00 if you could. The 0% all the way down there.
Yep.
Yep. So essentially what I'm interested in here is specifically I like to trade the pullbacks or the dips to the 38% or the 50%. I've tracked this over the past 5 years. It works really, really well for those pullbacks. And then for the breakouts, I just look at that 60% area and the 100%. So it looks like we have that. Can we bring that 0%, Neil, all the way down to the 2s, like 2.00?
So it is at 2.00. I can bring it lower.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Great. So then for me, it's very simple. I'm going to be looking for an entry off of that bounce and I'm always looking volume as a key indicator. So 38%, 50%, that's kind of my bias because I've seen it happen so much. And then if I don't get that, then I'll usually look for that breakout up and over that 60% and 100% area. Okay. So that's what we're kind of looking for. And we're just trading the momentum. Really, we're getting in anywhere between 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And usually you're going to, there you go. Thanks for adjusting that. You're going to want to get out by 11:30 a.m. So with our style, you're usually done within the first 2 hours of the day. Pure momentum, pure volume, pure hype type plays. It's a lot about the hype, like where did the volume go on the next play, and then we just trade based off those levels.
So okay, so can I read that back to you, and you can tell me if I have it right?
Sure.
So we're looking for in the morning. We're looking for a big spike up. So you're looking for big morning movers, right?
Yes, correct. In the pre-market.
In the pre-market, okay, and then we're looking for it to sell off and start retracing previous levels.
Exactly. Yep.
And the primary levels that you're looking for are the 50% and the 38% on the Fibonacci retracement tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking for confirmation of a bounce on one of those two levels.
Correct.
And then you consider, was it the 61 that you consider the breakout level?
Yeah, the 61. So let's assume that it dips down to either the 38 or the 50. If it bounces off that area and starts heading up to the 61% or the 100, I'm going to take profits through that move. Or for those who didn't enter on the bounce, you can look for the breakout entry as it's moving up and over the 61 and the 100%. So if you caught the bounce, you would use those lines above as resistance areas to pay yourself or target points. Mm-hmm. And then if you didn't, then you would look at those as new breakout points.
Okay. And Viv is asking what time frame. This is the 5 minute looking at the morning.
Correct.
5 minute increments.
Correct. And so Neil, let's give the actual example, because we usually are able to consistently send out a potential alert or a potential trade before the market opens. So can we bring the 0% down to that pre-market dip in the morning? It should be the lowest, most touched point in the pre-market if you zoom in there.
Everyone knows I have a bad relationship with the paintbrush tool. Sorry.
I'll look it up on mine just to make sure we're on the same page here.
So here's what we were missing before is I didn't have a view of the pre-market. So now let's get our general cross selection tool, which I'm going to favorite. I think that,
so what I would do with the pre-market in this scenario, I'm going to put the 0% at the 1.6, so 1.6, and then I'm going to put the 100% at 240. So that's based on pre-market levels. And once again, my rule for that Fibonacci level of the 0 and the 100% is I'm looking for multiple bottoms and multiple tops. So as soon as I have 3 or 4 candles touching a resistance point at the highs and at the lows, then that's where I'll plot that.
Okay, so I'm going to remove the lines that I drew based on what you previously said.
Sure.
Okay, so we see that the retracement is lining up really well with our support here.
Yep, 50%. Exactly.
So in the pre-market, this is exactly as you said. So you said big growth in the pre-market.
Correct.
And then looking for a pullback
to the 38 or the 50. Yep.
Got it.
And then you can see there on the 38, it bounced almost perfectly. Volume comes in. That's a little bull flag for those of the traders who know those formations. And then, so anybody who wanted to take that in the pre-market, they could have taken it right there around that 8:30 to 9 a.m. bounce. And then you can see as it's moving up, as the market's about to open, it's starting to crush through the 60 and the 100%, the 61 and the 100%. Makes sense?
Yes, absolutely makes sense. I love it.
Yeah.
Is this something, or is this you're just trading for the pre-market and the first couple hours of the day and then you're done, or are you looking at post-market activity?
Sure. So there's a statistic that at least within our industry, most people will lose most of their money between noon and 3 p.m. Eastern. So we try to make it a rule to basically go hard and strong in the morning, because that's when all the momentum and hype is there. And then we take a break. And then from 3 to 4 into the after hours, if we see good volume, good momentum, then we'll continue to play things. But it's definitely not a scenario where if volume is not on your side, or we just have a lot of consolidation, you're not going to see the same consistency with this technical setup on the Fibonacci.
I love it. Are there any other stocks that you're looking at this morning? Doc, did you hear me?
Yeah, it looks like we cut there for a moment. What was the last thing you heard me say?
You just were talking about how you look for these in the morning, how you time them, and then I asked, are there any other tickers that you're looking at today?
Oh, okay. So it looks like we had a little bit of a stream pause there. But basically, if there's momentum from 3 to 4 p.m. and in the after hours, we'll continue to play accordingly with the same technique. And then usually 12 to 3 p.m. we take a break, because that's what's called the emotional hours.
All right.
Yeah.
Love it. And then do you ever use it? So this is a question right now, guys, just a reminder, we're using the Fibonacci retracement tool. You'll see in your brokerage or your charting tool, if you have it, Fibonacci show up on the title of a few different tools. This is Fibonacci retracement. Another one that a lot of folks like to pair with this is Fibonacci extension. Are you using that at all, Doc?
No, I don't, brother. For me, it's kind of in the order of importance. I say volume is the captain of the ship. Mm-hmm. Trends are the co-captain, and then I'll resort to candles. So volume number 1, trends number 2, candles number 3, and then I'll put in my Fibonacci. That's kind of the order of importance for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I love how bite-sized and easy that lesson was. While we still have you on, we've got about 3 more minutes. Lori Liker, we'll try to make a clip of this. You guys are welcome to. If there are any video editors that watch these, you guys are welcome to clip out stuff and start your own YouTube channel to host all of those.
Good idea.
Yeah, definitely clip out this lesson if you want. While we have 3 minutes, guys, do you have any stocks that you think fit into this pre-market spike retracement entry technique that you might like to look at? I'd love to get some tickers from chat. One that Souza already dropped was FCX. So
okay. What was it again, Neil?
FCX.
FCX. Freeport?
Correct.
Okay.
So it was a gap up.
Yep, I see that.
So I'm just going to try, and I'm going to
try no worries.
You just taught me, and see if it works. So if I want to start my 100 at the peak of the gap in the pre-market and then bring my 0 down to the previous, right?
Yeah, basically the lowest, most touched area. So basically looking for where are those multiple top and multiple bottoms.
Yep. So I brought it to my bottom. I brought it to my support from the previous session here. Does this seem like a good level?
3450s.
Yep. 34. Yep.
Great.
Yep. I got 34. And then for my 100, I'm at around 35, but I'm not really sure about that one.
For the 100, there's a few candles that are up there at like the 3590s. Do you see it? You see a few of those?
So on the 5-minute 3590, I think our tape might be different. Are you using TradingView?
I'm using TD Ameritrade. Thinkorswim.
Okay. No, well, we're pretty much in the same spot. So I've got
Great.
Right before the open, I've got 3593.
Perfect. Yep, that's good to go. So in the pre-market, if we look carefully between 7 and 9 a.m., that's what's kind of the nice thing about this strategy. If you use it correctly, you could potentially be done before the market opens or right at market opens. Between 7 and 9 a.m., do you see that pullback to that 50% area? This time it bounced a little more off the 61%. Are you seeing that?
A pullback to the 50%?
I see a little bit of a pullback to the 50%, and then between 8 and 9, it's holding the 61.
Between 8 and 9, it's holding the 61. Ah, yes.
So that was an example where it didn't quite go down to the 50, but we did get at the very least that breakout over the 100% line. So
right.
I think that's what's nice about the system is if you don't catch the pullback, that's perfectly fine. You have those next two levels to catch the breakout.
And that is a great punctuation to the lesson, a great note to leave on. So Dr. Stocks, I want to thank you very much for joining us and sharing with us that very simple to use strategy. Where can folks find more from you?
Sure. So Instagram, Dr. Stocks, all one word. I put a little bit of a Z. And right there, you guys, I have a lot of free content. I pump stories all day long. And I'd be very happy to connect with anybody.
Great. There you go, guys. Dr. Stocks, thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks, Neil. Take care, brother.
You too. All right, guys, that was Dr. Stocks with a really nice pre-market Fibonacci retracement strategy. That one, I will have to rewatch that one to totally remember it. I like that, though. I like getting done with my day in the morning. All right, guys. Someone's complaining that we're not looking at GameStop enough, so fine. We're still on the 5 minute. I want to switch to the 10 minute. Just give me a second. Yeah. I mean, nice little range you can trade in. I'm not sure if I extended this left. Let me try something. I'm going to try extending this left. Yeah. It's shown up in the past. Nice little range to trade in. Now let's try the 8 and the 21. Right now I'm using our past educator Brad's little trading method on GameStop to see if it applies, even though GameStop is the most volatile puppy there is. So we had a fast line cross above the slow line. This is going back to March 5th, though. You could have ridden. I mean, his freaking indicators work. And then it crossed back across the slow line at 298. So you would have entered at 139 and then exited at 298. And again, this is the 10-minute chart. And we had a sell signal there at the I guess perhaps like 296, whatever, 298. A false buy, and then now we got a buy right here. So I don't know. GameStop looking like a buy according to this strategy. If we're doing this with GameStop, of course you want to backtest this over time, but the idea with this strategy is that you buy calls when the fast line crosses the slow line, so the red crosses the blue. YOLO. Let's look at it on the daily. Is Oxy making new highs? That's amazing. The fast line is the 21, or no, the fast line is 8 and 21. So that's 8. I'm gonna just put it in chat. 8, 21. You guys want to go back to some of those picks? You guys mentioning Oxy and VET. 8 and 21 EMAs. Those are exponential moving averages used for that technique. Which that's the one I'm gonna try for. I'm gonna try that with DraftKings and just try buying calls and puts through the day in 10-minute increments. No, don't use caps lock. Okay, so let's get back to the picks. Let's look at OXY. Is it hitting all-time highs? God, I'm such a paper hands wuss. So we're looking at the daily OXY. This is one of the OG picks from the show. Really quickly, just drawing it. I think someone asked for a price target. I'll do a price target on this one and on VET. If you guys already remember it from watching previous episodes, drop it in chat if you know. But I'm going to recalculate it before your very eyes. So let me just get my rectangle tool. Boop. Meet. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy line tool. This is just quick and dirty price targeting. Price target is 34 and a half on OXY. Why? Because that's the depth of our double bottom added to the breakout point. Damn, look at this. Such a good stock pick, guys. God, where do these come from? All right, so that's OXY, and then we're looking at VET. So VET, we're still in the game on VET. Price target for VET is... I actually need to adjust this thing. Good gravy. Oh, no, that's actually correct. So I'm going to draw a line from the base of our pattern to the breakout points, to our upper resistance, which you can see actually holds up over here. So I'll extend this so you can see that illustrated. That's a resistance level. Added, which is just about midway through this gap. It's probably actually the gap itself, just based on how these things end up working together. So it's about, the price target is about 1089 for full resolution, which from where we are today, like exactly right now, is another 28%. Wow. And I'm just going to play this right now for the OGs. OXY, VET, XOM. Those are what we call rat snacks, ladies and gents. Those are the stocks that have been down, 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 hit a bottom, and then start to come back up, start to rise back up. NNDM, let's take a look at NNDM. I've been very active here. All right, so I just deleted all my drawings. I'm going to move the 50-day. All right, so this is just a nice little saucer. Let me use my long parallel. And we're 3 minutes before we got to end. I need to get a lot more strict with our ends here. So what happens if I bring this lower? And anyway, this is just a beautiful rounding bottom. I want to write a song about it. I'm going to do the peak of this green candle for our swing high, our little swan song. We're going to bring this all the way over and see if it's meaningful. So what is meaningful about this support level? Ah, I see. So we've hit support recently. So I might need to bring my case down to something a little more like this to keep us in the game. So NNDM did break out of a rounding bottom. I mean, man, this thing, I really want to do it like this. Let's get aggressive, huh? You guys want to get aggressive with NNDM? It's hitting support here, so I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. That actually might be the sell-off, and then I'm not sure if Kathy Wood bought more. Regardless of what happened, that's what we see on the tape here. So we're going to want to see a breakout above this resistance again, and this is probably, like, if we just compare this to the other ones, we're at 28 minutes. Let's compare this to our other faves, our other rat snacks here. VET. And we see we get the zigzag action. So that is not, we're not getting shaken out by that. All right. Those are traps. Those are rat traps. All right. We're like the rats of Nim. Smarter than your average rat. So NNDM, we're not getting shook. All right. So let's get our targets for this in line. I would look for an entry that's a breakout above this resistance. Once again, thank you for bringing NNDM. Once again, honestly, I kind of forgot about it. It's back in my eyes now. It's back in my vision. So what I'm looking for is base plus breakout. About 27 and a third, which from the breakout point, %, guys. Wow. 96%. So eyes on the stock. It's got support behind it. I would imagine with the amount of eyes that are on NNDM that it's probably got good options. It is 10:30. Thank you guys very much. This has been Get Technical. I'm Neil Hamilton. With me, as always, has been producer Aaron Bree, producer AB. Hopefully he gets to eat today. Get this video to 200 likes and he will get to eat maybe pizza. That'd be fantastic. I want to thank all my rats and all my new members or new viewers for being with me here today. It's been a lot of fun. Also, our guest, Dr. Stocks. Check him out on Instagram for some of those pre-market retracement entries. As always, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Don't do what I do. Let's just hang out and trade together, right? All right. The only thing that I really know is that I don't know much, and I'm just here learning and trying to make some money in the meantime. Thanks, guys, and on to the next show. I will see you tomorrow at about 9:10 a.m.